so long as like alchemy.
All right, here we go, man. I was disappointed to see the first-time All-Star in a suit, Klay. You know he gets the nod from the wins. There was some Paul George needed to be in there, but I don't know who you kick out. Draymond, a lot of people were pointing at you. New York plays hard, man, and they were out to the lead with a cold start from Golden State. Then KD moves past him like he Rondo. Big Euro step in the two-handed dunk. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. watched his daddy do this for so many years at the top of the key right there. He rattles one down, and he's got that gunner's mentality. And then Iguodala forgets. Beasley, remember, he's a lefty. Switches it back to the strong hand and gets the and one. New York was doing their thing as the Splash Brothers were struggling. But then Steph, it took one of these. We almost got mouth guard Steph. He almost threw the mouth guard. Now he takes him backdoor, the hoop in the harm from Enes Kanter. And did y'all see Zaza and Kanter going blow for blow? That was some real, like, foreign relations going on between those two. Klay all the way to the basket, and it was that normal third quarter flex. What I liked from Steph was he started off struggling, but he didn't let it take him out of the game. He kept his head up and he stayed engaged, and then it paid off in this third quarter where he just started splashing from everywhere. All of a sudden, Golden State all over New York without KP. KD had his magic goggles on like it was 88 or something, man. He was dishing and diming. That's number 13, tying a career high. And he was a little bit passive offensively, so later in the game, he's got to get to the rack, doesn't get the call. And this is part of the new persona of Kevin Durant. When he made the move to the Bay, he's kind of taken on and embraced that evil aura. So he knew exactly what he was doing. Look, you know he's out of line when Draymond's like, calm down, bro. So he wants to hit the showers early. He ain't worried about cutting no check. The second tee, and I believe he leads the league in ejections. Respectable effort from New York and a nice bounce back game from Steph as the Warriors settle in back at home. All right, y'all. So for me, most of the intrigue in this matchup was kind of taken away or stolen from us when they announced that Porzingis would be out of the game. I guess he twisted his knee in warm-ups, or, you know, what Adam Silver has done with his no resting players thing is he's forced teams to kind of ridiculously lie to us. Now, I don't know. Maybe Porzingis did twist his knee. You know what I mean? I mean, Steph did tweak the ankle in shoot around, you know, a few weeks ago. But I think that, you know, these teams are kind of just being very, I don't know. You know, they're kind of being deceitful with what's going on and why guys are sitting out, because Kyle O'Quinn sat out this one again with a bruise. I'll touch on that a little bit more. Let's get into the game. Steph started off. It was Brick Bros early, right? It was Brick Bros with Steph and Klay. But here's the difference. You know, I know everybody was like, oh, the Houston game and it's one game and all this stuff. I don't care if Steph misses or makes his shots. That's not what it is. It's the decision-making and the intensity with how he approaches the game. And his effort was there tonight. You know what I mean? He cared. And so I'm not killing him. He was off, and he eventually found his stroke in the second half. It looks like both he and Klay, man, they don't get over a piece of paper when they jump in the lane. And part of it is by design, right? They use English and flip shots up. But sometimes I think it would help for both of them to elevate a little bit more. It would just allow them to finish with a different variety around the baskets. So New York came out, no kristaps, right? How is Jarrett Jack still in the league? I thought Jarrett Jack was almost done like when we let him go. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. But credit to Jarrett Jack, man. The Georgia Tech, what's their logo? A bumblebee or something? I don't know, man. Ain't nobody come out of Georgia Tech since, was it Derek Favors? Anyway, my fax is getting off, and I'm getting off point. But Jarrett Jack's their point guard. And with no KP, here's the thing. Michael Beasley's in there, right? But Michael Beasley, man, he's like one-ply toilet paper. Messy and unpredictable. Nah. But so they don't have nobody. They don't have a number 2 for KP, and they don't have a number 3. So it was kind of surprising. Courtney Lee got off to a hot start. Tim Hardaway is going to fire away, right? They play hard. I'll credit Hornacek with that. Second quarter, David West came in and was 4 for 4, all from like 16, 15 feet. Livingston seems to have some pep in his step, and I will say Iguodala looked well. You don't check the stats on it because there probably wasn't many stats, but he just seemed to be moving more comfortably on the court, I'll say. KD had a career high, I believe 14 assists, man. That was impressive. Towards the end of the game, though, he was hunting them, right? I think he knew he had a bunch of them, and so he was kind of forcing some passes. And then he got frustrated because I think he looked up at the scoreboard. He realized, damn, I only got, I don't have enough points for my stat line. So he started to force some shots, didn't get the calls, got a second tee and was out of there with about 2 or 3 minutes left in the game. But yeah, man, there was not much intrigue to this game. Like I said, it was the first home game back. But other than that, you know, and it was a slow start. Third quarter, they came in and they did what they did. Steph got on, right? Klay was very quiet. But the thing I liked about Klay was even though he was quiet, he didn't force things in the fourth quarter. He still made the extra pass. So it's important to see our guys learn from things, even if it's just in the short term, right? This Kyle O'Quinn rumor broke on Bleacher Report today. Several of you hit me up on Twitter and was like, yo, man, the Warriors are interested in Kyle O'Quinn. Now, he's a nice player, and he sat out of the game. It would have been fun to see him. He got the big Rick Ross beard, right? And he plays like he looks. Very physical, rugged, undersized, big. Kind of like a David West, man. Kind of like a young David West. He's not nearly as polished, but kind of in that mold, right? And I don't think we have enough to get him. I don't think we have the assets unless we're willing to trade Patrick McCaw, Jordan Bell, or do they really like Damian Jones? No one has seen enough of Damian Jones for him to be an asset. That's the problem with that, right? Or is it Kevon Looney? I just don't see how we acquire him. And what I think it is I think it's the New York Knicks leaking these rumors. We might have sniffed around, right? But they put it out there, Golden State's looking at our guys, right? So that makes the rest of the league take notice, like, yo, Golden State is interested in him? Maybe we should be, right? So I think it's more of that. And in New York media, New York teams have been notorious for doing this throughout the years. So I think it's a little more of that really than any serious inquiry as far as making a move there. It's Minnesota Thursday night. You saw them. Andrew Wiggins had a career high in Los Angeles the other night. Hopefully Jimmy Butler will be back for that game. The new all-star Karl Anthony Towns. That's going to be a good matchup. And then Boston Saturday. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.